Welcome back. Today I'm going to be tying a NYAP, not your average popper, in a size 8, an absolutely massive fly for GTs. Just for some perspective here, this is a size 14 caddis compared to the hook I'm going to be tying this fly on today. So like I mentioned in one of the other videos, I'm fortunate enough to go chasing for some GTs, and hopefully this pattern will work. So we're starting off, we're just going to put a good thread base down. This is something you need to have on here for when we glue the body on. So just putting a good thread base down here, and then I'm going to add some bucktail. Bucktail doesn't need to be as long as the rest of the materials that we're going to add to the fly, but this is just going to have a little bit more stiffness. It's going to help prevent the EP fibers from wrapping around the hook when you're casting. That's kind of the downfall that this fly can have, is that that tail that you put on wraps around the hook, and then it doesn't look natural at all when you're retrieving it. So the bucktail will help prevent that. So we're just getting a nice pinch of bucktail on there, and winding it on. I'm going to pass my thread underneath to help keep the bucktail up and away from that hook. So you can see here, I'm going to wrap it around, kind of creating just something to prevent the bucktail from turning down around that hook bend. So here we go with the first bit of EP fibers. It's a UV Sculpt-A-Fly in a pearl. So just like fish, you're going to add your light materials on the bottom and then gradually get darker as you work up the body, much like fish in the real world. It's a bit of camouflage. So adding the white, tying it in. Moving on to adding some flash here. This is that lateral scale that I've been using on a lot of these GT flies that I've been tying. I really like this, just nice and wide and lots of flash for not a lot of material. So just because I like it though doesn't mean the fish is going to like it. Hopefully it works. I'm going to post, if these flies do work, I'm going to post kind of a follow-up video showing that these flies actually worked. So just tying in a couple pieces of flash on either side, making sure it's level with the tail. It's always funny when you add some of that flash and it comes out either too low or too high. So moving on, a little bit of a gray here, so just a little bit darker of a color. Move up the body of the fish. The fly, it's not a fish, this is a fly. Lastly, add some light olive here on the top for that darker look. I'm just adding some super glue to all these materials, a nice fair amount of glue here just to make them add some stiffness. So right when it comes off the back of the hook, just make it nice and stiff. My intention in doing that is to hopefully keep it on that kind of upward trajectory, so again it doesn't wrap down on that, along that hook. So I'm gonna add a nice big amount of super glue here to that thread base that we applied, so we have something to glue the foam to. So this foam block that I'm adding on here, I cut this, obviously I pre-cut this. That front end is just over an inch high, to an inch and an eighth high, about 3 centimeters high. The length of this is 2.5 inches, or for all you metric people, about 6 centimeters long. That back edge is just under 1/2 inch, or about 1 centimeter, and it's about 5/8 of an inch wide, or about 1.5 centimeters. So making sure to not put that too far down on the hook that you actually kind of interfere with the gap of the hook. I added some UV there, so I cut a big channel on the bottom of that foam block to fit so the hook had a place to go. Glued in there, there was a lot of room left, so I just grabbed my thick UV and filled that in there. It's done quite a good job of filling in the rest of the gap that was left there after I put that on. So you got to make sure to cut a channel in that foam block so that tail has a place to go, so it's not just pushed down. So that's pretty much it for the construction of the fly. Now we just get to have fun and color. I'll be the first one here to admit I am not the best artist, so this is pretty funny when she's all finished, but who knows? Let's see, maybe this thing will work. Like I said, if it does, I'm going to add a video at the end of this kind of linking to if we have success or not. So you can add some bars to the tail if you want. This is completely optional. I thought this looked kind of cool. Saw someone else do it. Looks pretty neat. I don't do as good a job as they do, but that's okay. Alright, last thing to do is get the eyes on there. Again, these are the largest predator eyes you can get. I believe they're the ice color. So it was a little bit of a different fly to tie. There's a lot more, I call it arts and crafts than maybe fly tying on this one. Super quick to get that tail on there, and then dealing with that body's a little bit of work, but yeah, it was fun. It was something completely different from what I normally tie, so yeah, we'll give it a go, and hopefully we have some success with this. Yeah, thanks very much for tuning into this video, and we'll see you in the next one.